Good evening, everyone. As Mr. O'Brien just introduced me, my name is Barnard. I'm a sophomore here at Xaverian. I'm from Norfolk. Now, before I begin, I just want to take a minute to welcome you all tonight to Xaverian and to thank you all for coming. Like many of you, I spent my middle school years in a public school, going through the motions every day, not paying much attention to how much I actually cared about my academics and my student-to-teacher relationship. It wasn't until I started applying to high schools that I realized I really needed to change something about that. I had many friends who were looking at Catholic high schools, and one of the most popular of those schools was Xaverian. So, like many of you did, I got up at a terribly early morning time on a Saturday morning, drove on down to Westwood to take an entrance exam. Little did I know that the people who were sitting in that room with me would soon become some of my closest friends. My freshman year was very focused on my social life. Not like the way in middle school, where your social life can deteriorate, your grades, your success in school, but the complete opposite. For the guys in here who end up coming to here in September, you'll see that encouraging new friendships your first few months is very focused on at Xaverian, mainly to introduce a new social circle into your life that will hopefully encourage and challenge you to do better academically in the coming 4 years. Your freshman year is going to be filled with social events such as peer ministry, freshman day of awareness, lunch, dances, football games, and many more. One of the things that stood out to me my freshman year was the athletics. For the first time in my life, I decided to play freshman football. Now, some may dread the earlier hours that it requires your last 2 weeks of summer before summer begins. However, it really is a great introduction to what Xaverian is about. Everyone was very encouraging and helpful, and luckily I was able to gather a good group of new friends before the school year even began. Throughout the fall, my social circle would expand even more, finding new friends at dances, varsity football games, or even my mere free period. One great aspect of the social life here at Xaverian is not just with your classmates, but with the teachers as well. You hear all the time about the student-to-teacher relationship at Xaverian. I'm sure a lot of you, like me, wonder how much of it is true, how much of it is praise for the sake of praise. Well, I'm here to tell you that it does live up to the hype. You can tell here that there is a sense that everyone wants to help you succeed. You'll hear every teacher encourage you to come to extra help at the centers, to use your free periods wisely, and to focus more during class time. I'm not sure I would have got that at my public school. So, even if it's merely an interaction with Mr. Conley in the halls where he's checking to see if your grades are doing well this upcoming year, it is true that the student-to-teacher relationship at Xaverian is something very unique. One of the big things here at Xaverian that I'm not sure if you would get at any other school is how the staff makes you look towards the future. Many schools will simply encourage you to get good grades and to get into a good college. But where do you go from there? Xaverian helps you answer that question by encouraging many extracurricular activities, ranging from athletics to world languages to sciences. I myself, my freshman year, was inclined to try rugby. Now, coming from a British family, it was no surprise it was greatly, greatly encouraged at home. However, it really surprised me how much everyone else seemed to be enjoying it. The atmosphere was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. Unlimited support and a never-ending source of motivation. Also, during my freshman year, I was encouraged to join the student council. The surprising thing about the student council is just how much the kids on the board really seem to run a good majority of the social events that seem to go on during the school year. In this way, it shows them how to deal with the real-life scenarios and prepare themselves for the future ahead. A big step forward I took my sophomore year was the way I challenged myself. Xaverian offered the opportunity to take an advanced placement course my sophomore year, and as soon as I knew I qualified, I applied to take the course. The courses I chose for the upcoming year proved that they are a challenge. I went from taking honors biology to honors chemistry, honors geometry to honors algebra, and honors human geography to AP US history. All of these courses challenging me every week with new material. However, it was nothing I couldn't handle because my freshman year, I was prepared for the challenge I wanted to take my sophomore year. Another way I wanted to challenge myself was in terms of extracurriculars. Now, ever since I was a kid, entertainment has always been a huge part of my life. Whether it be watching people get interviewed by Conan O'Brien, watching Batman take back control of Gotham City, or even getting very nostalgic over Toy Story 3. I've always known that in my future, I want to do something in that industry. This year, I was able to take my first step forward and get a group of friends to make Xaverian's first ever podcast. We went around asking many favors and permissions from various teachers and staff, and the responses were overwhelmingly positive and supportive. Our moderator, Mr. Tassanari, is always dropping by to make sure we are doing a good job, which is always followed by many compliments and praise of the job we are doing. So, whether we're interviewing Mr. Belmonte about his interest in the Beatles, or talking to Mr. Bruckner about the upcoming varsity basketball season, we are always entertaining Xaverian and opening their minds to the personalities of staff around the school. Before I go, I want to leave you with one final impression. High school, it will be tough. It will be challenging, it will push you hard. It does what it's supposed to do. I wish I could stand up here and tell you that there is a secret to the success. But trust me, if I knew one, I wouldn't be up here for this long. However, Xaverian provides you with the resources and the support you need to be able to take on that challenge, deal with your work, and prepare for the future. It's why I came to Xaverian, to improve my academics, to get a head start on my future, and to surround myself with people who truly care about me. That is what really makes Xaverian unique. So thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you in the fall.